Hi, I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're here to continue our series on the Dell PowerEdge R7425. In this video, we're going to specifically focus on memory. Let's get going. All right, thanks for stopping by today to learn a little bit more about the Dell PowerEdge R7425. Do us a favor, if you find anything that helps you in this video, click that like, smash that subscribe. All right, well, let's hop in. This video is going to be specifically dedicated to memory. If you're just stopping in, we're doing a whole series. This is the second part of it, and it's going to cover everything memory for the R7425. So first off, it takes DDR4 memory. No, you can't use DDR3 or DDR5. It's going to be DDR4 memory. You can put in 32 memory modules. Yes, there are up to 32 DIMM slots with 2 CPUs, which means 16 per CPU, and that's a pretty beefy configuration for something this old. Most of the stuff for this generation was maxed out at 24 DIMM slots when it came to 2 CPUs. That is the beauty of having AMD EPYCs inside. All right, so as mentioned, DDR4, 32 DIMM slots. It takes a number of different speeds. You can go as low as 2133, 2400, 2666, 2933, 3200? Well, that's a question, right? Because if you look at Dell's spec sheet, it's going to show you 2133, 2400, and 2666. But what happens if you put in 2933 or 3200? Is it going to work? Does it clock down? Well, what happens? Well, it depends on the proc you have inside. It will work. It is going to clock down. It'll clock down to 2666 if your Naples proc inside supports 2666. If it doesn't, it'll clock down to 2400 if you only support 2400 for your proc. So really the question is just Google your proc and see what is the max speed for your proc. And if it accepts up to 2666, yes, you can still put in 2933. Yes, you can still put in 3200, but it will clock down. So the real question is, well, why do that? You can get a much better deal on a price per gigabyte for a 2666 or 2400, 2133 for that matter, than going and buying a 2933 or a 3200. If you want those, yes, we can support those, and you go to our site and you're going to see all these different options for this machine, all the different speeds that are supported. But why? Like, there's no point in doing it because there is a pretty significant price bump, and you'll see it on Dell's website because that's all that they support. They don't really support legacy RAM. They're not going to support 2666 and 2400, so they're going to sell the newer speed RAM, the 3200 for instance, but realistically, there's no advantage, no point in buying that. I recommend going with the 2666 for the speed. What sizes does it take? Well, it takes a number of different sizes. It can go as low as a 4 gig, an 8 gig, a 16 gig, 32, 64, or all the way up to 128 gigabyte. Yes, you can put in 128 gigabyte modules, but there's a catch. That depends on what type of RAM you're using, and that brings us to what type of RAM is supported. Well, you have ECC Registered, known as an RDIMM, and you have Load Reduced, known as an LRDIMM. With the ECC Registered, that is going to max out at 2 terabytes using 32 64 gig modules. No, you can't use 128 gigs. But with LRDIMMs, you can get 4 terabytes using the 128 gig DIMMs, 32 by 128 gig, and both of those are going to max out at 2666 speed, and those are going to be your two options to max this bad boy out. All right, now that we know a little bit more about the types of RAM, the speeds, the sizes, let's show you how to install them and what slots you put them in, especially if you're not fully maxing it out. You need to know what's the best way to put them in to maximize the overall performance, and really that comes down to the channels. You don't want to overload one channel, so you need to space it all out evenly. So we're going to show you how to do that right now, but before we do, I'm going to grab my ESD gear and be right back. All right, I have my ESD gear on. We're safe to work on our machine. So first thing I wanted to note, you're not going to need anything other than the RAM that you are installing. There are no extra tools that are needed. Sometimes you'll need, like for instance in the first video in this series, you needed a T20 bit for the CPUs. For this video, we're just going to need our RAM. So we're just going to put this to the side, pop our latch, lift our top. Kind of like in the first video, we're going to need to remove our air baffle. So we're going to essentially right here, it kind of hooks under. So we're going to pull this back and then lift up. So kind of a backwards. Actually, need to remove this cable real quick. So we're going to do a backwards and then just lift straight up. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and remove the air baffle so that you guys can see a little bit better view. Now technically you don't really need to do this during the install. There's enough space, but it's super easy to just pop it in and out, and this will give you a better view overall. So again, this is CPU 1 and this is CPU 2. CPU 1 is going to control the 16 DIMM slots over here. CPU 2 is going to control the 16 DIMM slots over here. And you can see that they're color-coded white, black, white, black, white, black. Well, and the reason they're color-coded white and black is white's going to be the start of a memory channel and black is going to be the second slot in the channel. This is really important because let's just say you're only putting in 8 DIMM slots or 16 DIMM slots as a whole. If you're putting in 16, you want to fill up all the white DIMM slots and you don't want to put any into the black, because essentially what's going to happen is you would then overflow one channel, and you want a nice even distribution amongst all your memory channels. So first thing that I really wanted to point out was the different slots. And before we do that, I always like to pop open everything and just make sure all the slots are open, nice and easy to install everything. You will notice on the lid, I wanted to pull this up right here. So on the lid itself, it is going to show you CPU 1 and it's going to show you CPU 2, and it's going to have all the DIMM slots labeled. So we'll zoom into that so you can get a nice little shot there. So if you're installing this and you're trying to figure out what's what, you literally just set it just how it is for CPU 1 and CPU 2, and this will track everything for you. It is also labeled on the motherboard down here. So right here is going to be A1, A2, A3. I'm trying to keep the blacks back, but sometimes it's hard. A4. So that is going to be the first 4, and then you're going to swing back over here. And this is going to be A5, A6, A7, A8. Okay, so looks like I popped a couple of black ones, but again, so A5, A6, A7, A8. So those are going to be the first 8 that you would do. Now, assuming you have 2 CPUs, then you're going to swing around and you're going to come over to CPU 2. And on the very far outside, this is going to be B1, B2, B3, B4. So those will be the first 4 slots that we would install over here, and then just keep coming down. B5, B6, B7, B8. So those will be the order that you'll want to go in. So when we install the modules, we'll actually go in that order, and then we'll go ahead and fill everything up just to show you how it looks. But that is the most important thing to note, is where do I put the DIMMs in. And a couple other quick tips that I want to show is right here there's a lead. This lead in the middle is called a key, and it's not actually perfectly centered, so you need to pay attention which direction you're installing your module, or you could potentially damage the module or damage the motherboard. And you can even see right here the split where these are all just slightly off by a small portion of an inch, and that's the difference of installing it the right way or the wrong way. So I always tell people just be careful with that one thing, and I always like to open up all my tabs to make it really easy to install. And one other important note, I'm going to go ahead and install this first one right now. So one important note is that when you go to install this, you'll see that these are wide open. You want to hear these clicks? Those 2 clicks let you know that your module is firmly inserted. At the very end, I always like to check, because sometimes you'll see a module, let's say this is how it's supposed to be, you'll see a module that's just, or a tab that's just slightly out like that. That's actually not fully installed, because it's just popped up just a little bit. See, we just clicked it back in, and it would show this DIMM slot, and potentially even the whole channel, is bad because it's not fully inserted. So that's one of the most common user errors that we see, and we always like to highlight. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick install and fill everything up.
Hey, this is Mason with Cloud Ninjas, and today I'm going to show you how to install your memory into your Dell PowerEdge R7425. Now, just like Scott was saying, whenever you look at your memory module, it's important to take a look at the notch and make sure it lines up with this middle line here in the DIMM slots. As you can see, it's in every single one of these DIMM slots, so really make sure that that notch is lining up. Now, the white channel is going to indicate that it's a primary channel. We're going to start off by installing this memory module in A1. So make sure that the notch is lined up in the middle, and go ahead and install this module into A1. Alright, it's going to make sure that we hear both these click sounds. And there you have it. That module is successfully in the DIMM slot. Same thing here. We're going to go ahead and install it to A2. Just making sure that this middle notch is lined up. It's important to make sure that those latches lock in so that way you don't get any memory errors. There you have it. Just clicked it right into place. Alright, we're going to go ahead and fast forward and show you guys what it looks like when you have all the memory modules in the primary channel if you only have one CPU in your Dell PowerEdge R7425. Alright, and there you have it. This is what it will look like when you have one CPU in your Dell R7425 and you only want to install memory modules in the primary channels. This is the proper configuration in order to do so. So now we're going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when you control two CPUs. Alright, there you have it. All our memory channels are slotted with a DIMM, this side controlling this CPU and this side controlling this CPU. So now we're going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when you have all the memory modules installed into both your primary and your secondary channels. Be right back. Alright, and there you have it. We have successfully installed all our memory modules into our DIMM slots. Just make sure that these tabs are securing the memory modules, but there you go. This is all the memory modules installed into the Dell PowerEdge R7425. Hey, do us a favor, leave a like and smash the subscribe. And if you're looking for any custom-built Dell, HPE, Supermicro, IBM, Cisco, Gigabyte, AMD, we do it all. We have both new and refurbished. So please give us a call or leave us an email at sales@cloudninjas.com. That's sales@cloudninjas.com. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys.